Hello, friends of Chatham Literacy. We are back for the Light Up for Literacy Telethon. If we haven't met yet, my name is Josh Bisson. I am on the board of directors as well as the chairman currently for the development committee. And it is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today. As we continue to talk about, literacy is power. It is the power to open doors, to strengthen families, and again, to energize our communities. But first, I want to make sure you know what your generosity has done today. So we have achieved our $2,500 goal. And as I had mentioned, that was matched dollar for dollar. So we've received $5,000 for Chatham Literacy. All right, that's absolutely amazing. But again, your impact is needed. Your generosity, your love, your donations, they go a long way. We've had some great guests who have explained today exactly what your love has and support has done for our students, for our tutors, for our staff, for this community as a whole. So again, I just want to remind you there's a few ways you can give. We are live here at 79 West in Pittsboro. Please feel free to stop by. The address is 120 Mosaic Boulevard. Come on down, say hello. We got a room full of people waiting to greet you. You can also give us a call. We've got people ready to answer the phone, 919-742-0578. And you can always run to your phone or to your device, chathamliteracy.org/donate. So now let's get to the heart of why we're here, right? We all have friends or someone who speaks other languages primarily, and we know how difficult it is, especially the English language, how difficult that can be, as I've learned today. And even for those of us who obviously speak it natively. But, well, this hour is about Chatham Literacy's English for Speakers of Other Languages program. So our first guest of the hour is Chatham Literacy's very own ESOL program coordinator, Oscar Manzanares. How you doing, Oscar? All right, so here we go. What are the core components of our ESOL program?
Yes, so with our ESOL program, it is the largest program we have at Chatham Literacy. So some of the things that we do look for is flexibility, needs, and outcomes. So flexibility, we do want to focus on the students' time and their scheduling, whether it's taking classes in the morning or in the afternoon, and that goes for our volunteers as well. We want to respect everyone's time and availability, and then we also want to focus on the needs of the students. Maybe they want to come by because they want to focus on literacy of the workplace, or maybe they want to focus on conversational skills with their bosses at work, or maybe they just want to focus and talk to their doctors comfortably for their children's health or for those matters.
I love that it's needs-based. So tell me, Oscar, how do you design classes for different proficiency levels?
Yes, that's a really good question. So for that, whenever students do walk in through our doors, we usually give them an English assessment test. So we do want to make sure that students are at the right level. When they come through our doors, we don't want to put students who are very beginning at a very advanced class, because that wouldn't work out for either or. So when they do walk in, we either assess them to find out if they're either beginning, intermediate, or advanced students. So during the beginning classes, they would focus more on conversational skills. Intermediate levels, they go into more of the structurals of how to build sentences, and advanced students, they kind of gather everything a little bit from all the other levels, and they focused a little bit more on that.
I love that. So what supports help learners persist through work and family demands? Like you said, flexibility.
So students are very busy. Not only do they want to do better for themselves while taking classes with us, but they also have responsibilities outside of those classes. Whether they have jobs, they're taking care of their families, or whatever the case is, we do want to make sure that we provide a welcoming environment to our students. So we do want to make sure that they're comfortable in their classes. So we do offer incentive programs. So if students achieve a long or short-term goal, depending on what they achieve, they could receive gift cards. And best of all, if they do complete a long-term goal, they get a computer for us absolutely free. So that's really great to encourage students.
And again, that cross-functionality between digital literacy and English speaking for other languages, I think that's fantastic. So last question for you. What resources would help you serve more ESOL learners?
So the best resources that we need is volunteers. So volunteers are our tutors who teach the class. So without volunteers, we don't have anyone to teach the classes. So without them, we are really missing the heart of Chatham literacy. So I really do encourage everyone who has extra time on their hands to come, and talk to us, one of the program coordinators, to see how we can fit you around with Chatham literacy.
Awesome. Awesome. Oscar, thank you so much for your insight. Your passion for this topic really shines through. And so I think you brought somebody with you today, correct?
Yes, I
Who
did.
did you bring?
Yes, I brought our volunteer and our board director, Marian Olson.
All right, let's welcome Marian in. While we're getting Marian mic'd up again, I cannot express enough how instrumental Chatham literacy is when it comes to serving multiple people for different reasons. Again, as Oscar mentioned, obtaining a laptop and supporting families in that way. So again, your donations go so much further than you know. So thank you so much, Marian. Come on in. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good
How
to
are
see
you?
you. Good to see you. All right. So you are on the board, but you're also a tutor.
I am. I've
So
been
tell
a
me-
tutor for a long time.
That's awesome. What techniques build confidence and fluency for ESOL learners?
That's a really important question, especially because many of our learners come to us either not having had much experience with school when they were children, or it's been a very long time, and they need to build confidence that they can learn and that this is something that they can excel at. So one of the things to do is to relate the topics to their lives, always get them talking about something in their own lives. Another thing is to give them a variety of ways to practice. So not just repeating conversations, but maybe playing board games or doing role plays, writing sentences and then reading them out loud, lots of different ways. And the third thing is, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Let them collaborate to answer questions.
Yes.
They can learn a lot from each other as well as from the tutor.
That's right. Experiential learning, it seems like, is what you're talking about. That's great. Can you share a learner story that shows progress in real life?
Yes, I have a good story that one of my students told me, an intermediate level student. A friend of hers asked her to accompany her to the doctor one day because she didn't speak English and she wanted my student to translate. My student said, "I'll be glad to go with you, but I don't think I can translate. I don't know that much English." So she went with her, and as she was there, she realized that she understood everything. She could translate just fine. And so she realized that she had been learning more than she thought she had.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Again, that must build so much confidence in somebody.
That's right.
That's fantastic. So how do you incorporate conversation, reading, and cultural context?
Well, again, one technique is to relate things to the students' lives. Always go back to some experience they've had. They've come to us with a wealth of experience. They're adults and competent and capable in many, many ways, and they can contribute that experience to conversations in the classroom. We also can read about current events. There's a particular newspaper that's produced for English language learners by ProLiteracy called News for You. And it's a weekly newspaper. There will be 6 to 8 articles in each one And the articles range from serious news to things that are just fun to know and talk about.
That's fantastic. So from a tutor perspective, what should new tutors know before they start?
I always say that this is the best job in the world. You will fall in love with your students, and you will be inspired by them. You'll also be surprised by a number of things because their lives are very complicated. We've talked about that earlier. They're busy. They have a lot of responsibilities, and it's much more complicated than just going to class and learning English. The second thing is that you'll be surprised that the things, school ideas that we take for granted who have grown up in the United States school system, those things are not intuitive if you didn't grow up in that system. Things like quizzes. What is multiple choice? What does it mean that there's A, B, and C? But most of all, you're going to love your students, you're going to love teaching, and I encourage everybody to try it.
Well, it's clear that you love it, and it's so engaging, and it's wonderful to see folks like yourself, engaging in our community to ensure that, people are putting themselves in a position to live their best and to thrive, like we've talked about a couple of times today. So, Marion, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. All right, before we get to our final guest of the hour, let me let you know again how you can support Oscar, Marion, and all of our programs, right? A few ways. Again, we've got a room full of folks, 919-742-0578. Again, you can stop by 79 West. We'd love to see you here. And chathamliteracy.org/donate. So I'm very excited to introduce our next guest. Our next guest is Chatham County EEO and Community Engagement Officer, Brenda Clegg.
Hi.
Brenda, how are you? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. So, question, how does ESOL, or adult ESOL, support equity and community engagement goals?
Well, it's really the foundation to equity strategy, okay? We want our residents, our folks that need that second language to have access to everything that they need. They want the services within the county. They want to be able to advocate for themselves. It's important. It's the foundation for them.
So what do you hear from residents specifically about language access and opportunity? What are some of the things that they're saying?
They are frustrated in some ways, because they want people to understand that they want to learn because they want a better opportunity. It's not that they want anything given to them, but they want access to an opportunity to grow, to strengthen their family, to be able to understand and speak for themselves and have all access to the community, to services, to jobs.
Absolutely. So where can public agencies and nonprofits collaborate more effectively?
I think it's really important that the collaboration really is about good communication and understanding, and everyone sharing what they're doing so that there's not duplication in work, and then building in and working together to strengthen and build upon. It's like a ladder, and moving upon that and building a building block.
Absolutely. And so last question, what role can today's viewers play in expanding ESOL access?
Well, I think it's very similar to what the other two guests said. Volunteering, okay? It's so important. We need volunteers, whether it's an hour you can share, 2 hours. And if you can't, you may know someone that can. And then also donating, okay? Any funds that you can share is very helpful.
Absolutely. Well, Brenda, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
we
for having me.
appreciate you today.
Thank you.
Well, that wraps up another hour. So again, thank you to all our guests and those who have chosen to support Chatham Literacy. Again, live from in Pittsburgh from 79 West. Again, if you're on the phone, stay on the phone, because I just got information, you can probably hear my phone going off, that, that we have another $2,500 match opportunity right now. So please do not wait. Your donation counts double almost instantaneously. So thank you very much for that. Last point of business, we get to give away another book. This book is by Jill McCorkle, and this is Old Crimes. This is a signed copy. And our lucky winner this hour is Karen Howard. All right. Once again, thank you guys so very much for everything you're doing and your support of Chatham Literacy. Until next hour, please donate.